Illuminati puppets, man, they not really down with the Illuminati because they're gonna get that chip and they already have the damn chip.
Yeah, because you think Rothschild's gonna have a chip? He's not. Right. He's not a slave. He's not gonna brand himself. Yeah. You think the Rockefellers gonna have a chip?
Right. Right, because that's the elite who we're talking about, man. That's implementing it, man. The chip is for small and great, but anybody who's not affiliated with the 13, what's it? 13 bloodline family.
13 Illuminati.
All right, the Illuminati family lines, the elite bankers, man. Rothschilds, etc. Rockefellers.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
Right, free and bond, all right.
To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right, and what we are saying, all right, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shah, is that mark is talking about the RFID, radio frequency identification chip, all right, which is a microchip that's going to be inserted in you people, all right. And the scripture goes on just to clarify and prove that it's talking about the RFID chip, because it talks about not being able to buy or sell, all right. If you go online and look up what the RFID chip does exactly, it's a unit, all right. So it swipes, basically it sends that frequency out, and that frequency is picked up by a sensor, all right, where you can hold information. Every chip is going to hold information, all right. So you're no longer going to use credit cards or pay that cash money that you have in your pocket now, where you got talking about all about the Benjamins. You're not going to have no Benjamins. It's all going to be on that chip, all right.
I got something quick, fast. This is you know, go online and get it. This is the Beast Computers, you know, titled Shadow Government. All right. Imagine being a program multiply, and your handler doesn't have to even be near you to relay complicated codes and instructions. He can use your implant. Man, I'm gonna read that again. Imagine being a program multiply, and your handler doesn't have to be even near you to relay complicated codes and instructions. He can use your implant, which is talking about what's written in the scriptures. All right, the RFID chip, the implant, the implantable chip. But again, how serious is electronic mind control? Let me relate to you about a guide tour that a civilian friend of mine took through an NWO's New World Order's major Beast Computer Center in Alaska back in the 1970s. The engineer who was in charge of the building and getting the center operational gave him a tour of the site's capabilities. At that point, the NWO had built a massive computer center in Alaska, one in South Africa, believed to be located at the U.S. Embassy in Johannesburg, and one in Pine Gap, Australia. These three sites were very specific because they formed a triangle on the globe and couldn't be located anywhere else due to the natural occurring lines of the force of the plant. These Beast Computer Centers consist of aisles and aisles of big state-of-the-art computers, all right? They each have several dozen people to run them. Even in the 70s, an operator could speak into the computer and it would answer. For instance, if you ask the computer about anyone on the planet, it could usually pull up all kinds of information about that person. If you ask the computer, how could you get that person to kill someone, or how can I isolate this person, the computer will spill out a plan almost instantly, telling you all the people around that subject who could be manipulated and in what fashion those people needed to be manipulated to cause the end result. This is the end result of years of black psychiatry, which means applying psychiatric techniques to manipulate people and nations. These computers electronically connect to some of those people who are electronically controlled, so that the controllers can actually control the world from a computer. So these chips is a form of mind control too. They can control you through these chips.
Right. Basically the chip is gonna be fully corresponding to your nervous system.
Yeah, that's right.
Your whole nervous system and the chip is gonna be like one. So basically, yeah, you're basically a robot.
Right. Can also be implanted in your forehead.
Your forehead.
All right, so that's that's right next to your brain, which is your central nervous system, man. That's you know, when they put that chip in there, which they it's talking about the 1970s. Also around that time, even before that, they had a program called MK Ultra, right? Which this program was all about mind control. All right, and the way they found how to do it now, the way they are gonna do it now, all right, to control you people better than they already had, is through this RFID chip.
These computers also store vast amounts of personal information about people's thought process and thinking. It is possible that electronic surveillance is being done to read the thoughts of people, and that the computers are actually able to store this information in some usable fashion. Because this is so secret, they can't even give any hints of their vast ability to monitor thoughts, as well as organize and store those thoughts. This sounds like science fiction, but from the people who invent and work at a state-of-the-art technology, this is actually said to be old technology. They are limited in how they use the technology because they want it to remain secret.
So you can't. It ain't gonna be no person inventing anything anymore, because they're gonna have, if they got access to your thoughts, man. They're gonna be using your ideas whenever they want. Basically, you basically what Negroes were back in the early in the late late 1400s, early 1500s.
And that shows you that had all these so-called shootings. It's set up by the Illuminati. It's set up by the NWO, man. All these so-called random shooters. You had one in California a couple of days ago. I'm not too sure the death count. Last time I seen it was 7. Some goop went and aired the school out.
Yeah,
the same time, well, a couple of years ago, Virginia Tech, another goop. He went in there and shot the whole for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
it's not just because they manipulated him into going and do that, man. And they didn't even have to physically come and speak to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's called mind control. They could call his phone. He could already been implanted with a not a microchip, or basically they basically have him under hypnosis. All right, until a point in time, then they call him and they say a code word. Rabbit jumps high, and then all of a sudden he just snaps, and then like Manchurian, you see Manchurian Candidate? That's the same thing. They called him and they said something, and then all of a sudden he just went into mode and used whatever the program whatever they programmed him with, he went to do it. They show you the whole shit was a damn lie, man. Cause you had this whole military operation was a lie. That and who's the dude that was with him no, not Sinal, I'm talking about Manchurian Candidate. The guy that was with him in the military, his mom was controlling everything, and they had him in a room brainwashing them, and then they basically all they had to do was say a secret code, which could have been anything, and then you snap right into whatever command you set up to do, man. All right, so same thing in Judge Dredd, not Judge Dredd, Demolition Man. They had what's his name? Wesley Snipes was a so-called Manchurian Candidate. Sylvester Stallone had the chip. Wesley Snipes didn't, but they already programmed him to kill somebody. What's the dude named Friendly? Yeah. So soon he came out, he knew how to use. He's like, damn, I feel possessed. Yeah. He knew he's using the computer. Yeah. He knew what this was. He knew what that was. He knew how to use his new. And he's 30, 40 years into the future. Yeah. So, but they programmed him on how to do everything. And they say, when he was at the computer, then the thing came like, don't you got a mission to complete? Don't you know what you're supposed to do? Kill something friendly. Kill him. So it's not far-fetched that the Illuminati could basically control these people to do these shootings, man.
And he was fighting against that shit too. That programming.
He was fighting.
He was fighting against it.
Yeah,
he was fighting against it.
And he even programmed that he couldn't kill the guy. But he's smart. He's like, look, all right, cool. He said, look, go get me other criminals, but not like me. Get me like lesser criminals. And then he handed the other criminal a gun and he shot the dude. And they threw him in the fire, man.
Can I say one thing? Hey, that's another and I'm bring out a scripture to prove it. That's you so-called white people, man. You so-called white people. Y'all don't have much time left, man. All right, your elites is working on these programs. They got the money for it. They're the richest. The elites are the richest, wealthiest people in the world. All right, so they got the money for these programs and to keep them on a hush. But we exposing these programs That's basically where they're gonna have y'all all as droids, man.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
All right, as slaves, as robots, as drones, man. Thinking the same, walking the same, eating the same, and basically that chip is gonna execute you too.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna put you to death. It's radio frequency, man. They turn up that volume on that frequency and
Short circuit your fuse,
yeah,
man.
you'll go and then kill yourself, and then it'll look like a suicide, man.
But your body is electricity. That's why when you somebody have a heart stop, they use a defibrillator to jolt start you right back, just like a car battery. You put it, you start it to get the electrical current flowing back through it.
Right.
Same thing with your body. It could amp the chip up and they just short circuit you. You just drop dead, man.
Right. And your body do have electric currents in it. Another proof is hold on to hold on to something that's emitting electricity, man. If you jump on that third rail on the subway line, if you jump on that third rail, you're gonna get shocked until your heart stops, and then you're gonna stop. Why? Because
you can't let go either. If you grab something if you grab a live electrical wire, son, if you just tap it, but if you grab it, it's like the shit just.
Well, it contracts your muscles.
Yeah.
It contracts your muscles. That's why if you ever, they say if you ever test a wire to see if it's live, you're supposed to test it with the back of your hand, because you're gonna grab it. You know, if you test it with the front of your hand, you're gonna grab it and stick on it till you die, basically. You know, but hey, this scripture proves that so-called white people have a short time. You know what I'm saying, in your rulership, but we're not gonna be subject to this whole new world order. All right, the Israelites not gonna be subject to it. This is Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Yeah, rejoice and be glad, O Edom. Edom is talking about the so-called white man. Edom means red. All right. Yeah.
That dwelleth in the land of Uz.
Yeah.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Yeah, that cup the cup of adversity, slavery is going to also pass on to these so-called white men. So the scriptures basically telling them, if you got a major credit card, go max it out. If you got timeshares, use that.
If you got any ideas, write them down.
Yeah, if you got any ideas, write it down. If you got that new Bugatti, go drive that across country. You know, do everything that your heart could wish for.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, because after this, you crackers is done, man. You might. That's why the Most High, if he don't got you believing, because if you was a cracker, like, wait, if this is true, you might as well have the most fun, pop the most bitches, do whatever your heart literally desire. Go around killing people.
Take some drugs.
You're already doing that. You might as well take all because in the kingdom, ain't gonna be no drugs, man.
Right.
You see, like in our captivity, we could drink wine, to ease the pain, drink strong drink. All right, in the kingdom, you're gonna have to deal with the reality 24/7, man. Sober, man. We ain't gonna give you no wine to drink. And damn sure ain't gonna have no coke and no weed to smoke. you just gotta have to deal with it, man. All right. No television. You ain't gonna be able to go home from a hard day at work like, damn, these niggas pressing me. Fuck, man. Turn the TV on, open a beer.
Yeah.
Fucking niggas, man. Every time it's racial profile, man. You basically gonna take our place. But you ain't gonna have what we had.
Nah.
The Most High, he lighting up on us, man.
No court.
No court. Go to play ball and work out,
Or like a court system, no
court. You ain't gonna have no court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just gonna come. You ain't gonna come before the throne of the king, because you a wild beast. You gonna be in a 50-foot pit, man. All right. And you gonna hear that cock crow, and you gonna wake up like, damn, man, another fucking day of hard work.
Time to get my ass.
At the end of the day, you be lucky to get a grain of rice to eat, man. You be lucky to have a sip of water.
You're gonna curse the day.
Exactly. Soon as you like, man,
you're gonna try to kill the crow.
We ain't even gonna allow you to drink. When it rains, we're gonna put a metal clamp on your mouth, so you can't drink the rainwater, because you're gonna be dying of thirst. You're gonna be dying of starvation. All right. All you damn crackers gonna look like them motherfuckers in the Nazi German camp. All right. Well, sucked in.
Look like motherfuckers from Somalia.
You're gonna look like a walking skeleton, man. And we're gonna still have you move a 2,000-ton fucking rock, a slab of rock, and drag the shit. Building our houses. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna have boils on their feet. Their eyeballs gonna have boils on them. Their tongues. So when they eat, it hurt. Their stomach lining.
Hey, if they eat, man.
If they eat.
They got, you know what I'm saying?
The guy have something.
Stomach line.
They're gonna eat dirt, man.
Yep.
Imaginary cookies, imaginary breakfast, man.
Yeah.
Usually when we say you hungry, use your imagination. And we're not even gonna allow you to do that.